Actually, X at the bottom. I was trying to get outside up. Go.
Someone used the back of their iPhone to play tic-tac-toe. Why? I write on the, oh God, with what? What did they use the back of?
I'm not gonna be talking, gonna be watching it with you guys. Why is it pausing on that? Here we go.
What do they use to play tic-tac? This is the most metal game of tic-tac-toe ever. I write on the back of my phone, like with the pen, like retractable pens not clicked out. Like, I don't know why, it just helps me like visualize things. But even if I wrote on the back of my phone with a pen, it wouldn't do this. How did this happen? A very big bird. Yeah, this is what happens when you insult Sesame Street. Apparently, putting maple syrup and a laptop in the same moving box is a bad idea. No! Really? Rest in peace, ThinkPad. I will always love you. Laptop in a non-climate controlled closet in India, left untouched for over 10 years. Is it still running? Genuinely curious. I think my dad had this laptop. 220 volt PoE injector? Oh dear sweet Jesus, no. I'm gonna take a second to explain this. PoE is power over Ethernet. It's a fairly tightly controlled system of giving wireless access points and security cameras and stuff like that power.
And I'm doing a live stream right now.
Nice.
I'm just gonna be sitting here just like reacting to r/techsupportgore.
Nice. Is anyone on your live stream?
Not yet. I'm not gonna be like I'm gonna only be like communicating to like the viewers like when they actually comment on it into the live chat.
I can't on it because I'm at the house and I'm with mother right now. Hello, mother. Okay, and then
Try telling her about it.
He's live stream. Dad or just? Are you with your dad or
Just me.
Did you be live stream?
Why not?
Oh, we gotta figure out what your SIM card came. There's no number on it. We gotta figure out what was. Hopefully, I don't have to deactivate it. I'll buy your phone. You know, get like no. Okay, well, I gotta go.
Okay.
Gotta figure out her phone.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.
What?
Over some of the unused wires in internet cables, Ethernet. It goes from 15 watts all the way up to 60 watts. DC power. And it's very tightly controlled, like the device has to request power, etc. This is just dumping mains power, wall power directly into tiny braided 24 or 28 AWG wires. And yeah, this is a Jesus cable. You will see Jesus when you plug it in. Client states.
With Base 44, a simple sentence becomes your website. Page after page, ready for business. Plug in what you need, connect payments, sync calendars, and voila, watch notifications fly in. Sales, bookings, the good kind of noise. Edit, well, everything. Drop-in motion libraries. Give your site more life, from header to footer. Every click tracked, every action visible. Connect your domain, so it's officially.
Laptop behaves erratically when plugged into USB-C dock. Found your issue. What in the, I want to clean my keyboard now, and I don't have this soup, dried soup in it. Keeping up with my high fiber diet. Network engineers, we gotta have a talk about the fiber. Is that fiber cable? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, all right. I saw a termination of there. Careful with the bend radius of that stuff. But no, I love it when network engineers make the fiber joke. I just also slightly groan every time it happens. Laptop screen upgrade. Nah, this is cool. This is it needs to be more centered and mounted, but I don't know if anybody here has heard of Cyberdex. There's a very cool website I've been a part of for ages called Hackaday, and they feature Cyberdex every once in a while, and it's basically bolted together discrete components to create your own computer laptop thing. Are they practical? Usually not. Do they have every port in existence? Yes. Do they have every part that person wants on their laptop? Yes. Just delidded my first CPU. How did I do? I'm not bad. I don't know if I've ever actually done this. I feel like I should at some point, but I don't think I've ever actually done this. Felt too bad for the hardware. An X1 Carbon, that's a very nice ThinkPad. We got in for repair with some light bleed. What in the, no. For those unfamiliar, light bleed is when an edge-lit display, or a backlit display in general, bleeds light from the edges, especially on dark screens, and you'll see like a sort of halo around the corners and stuff. This is not light bleed. This is like a dying display controller or some sort of damage to the voltage. I have no idea. If this isn't liquid damage, because that just causes all sorts of gremlins. This is literally a fault with random arrays of pixels getting less power than others, and it's a pretty starry background thing, but it's not at all usable for a laptop. It's 2023, and I hate SanDisk for still using a design like this. I would get mad at this, but USB hubs are $6. And I'm not one for dongle life. Like, I hate dongles. I got a laptop that has real USB ports and a real HDMI port, etc. But if you need two of them right next to each other, just USB hub. Not worth it. Bonfire lit. I've never played Dark Souls and I never will. But if I remember correctly, the bonfires like save your progress and heal you up. I think this is going to erase all of your progress, i.e. data, and kill you. I have an announcement. I will no longer be letting the cats use the tuner to warm. Sorry. God, a hairball just looking at that. I'm getting tetanus from looking at that. Oh my God. Where is this? Florida? You think I'm joking, but everything rusted if you were within 5 miles of the beach. It was wild. More than just a loose HDMI port. I'm surprised this thing still even works. What the frack? Yeah, I'm just gonna use this to segue real quick into the number of problems that like really finicky devices have is made less excusable. Like if you make an unreliable device, that becomes less excusable because there are machines out there that have been through rust, been through this, been 10 years in an uncontrolled server closet, and possibly still run. So like, make good devices or don't bother. Lost one to the washing machine gods today. Why did you have a CPU rattling around in your pocket? Like, I understand like punching a hole in one and putting it on a keychain, like that's cool. But like at that point you wouldn't be upset if it got a little scratched up. What? Why? It goes from the box to your gloved, static-free hands to the socket. The end. Someone found this by magnet fishing in a lake. Oh, the FBI is gonna want to take a look at that. A funny story, a unnamed friend of mine told me at one point when they were working at a small company that did a thing that I won't say for identification. Their boss had like several computers in his office, And one day he just like randomly sold the company and just left. And they didn't hear from him anymore. And they went in there and they started like poking around on the machines. And there was like stuff from the Department of Defense and stuff like that on them. And they just quietly turned everything off, took everything out back, threw all the parts into the dumpster, took the hard drives, I think drilled holes in them, and then just like burned the crap. I don't remember what they did, but they just destroyed it as much as possible. We're like, we're all just gonna agree that never happened. RTX 3080 Ultimate, Gore Cooling Edition. That's enough sauces. That's enough sauces. You can't just keep strapping crap to it. If your case doesn't have enough cooling, you just need a better case. My Lenovo Yoga started shutting down randomly. It then went all Matrix on me before dying completely. Aw, oh yeah, that's a GPU. That's a shame, I have one of those. It used to be my consulting carry everywhere laptop. Customer complained about poor internet connection. Patch cable sitting on the electric baseboard heater just might have been the issue.
What is Spectrum Internet? It's invincible Wi-Fi that stays on when the power doesn't.
Oh goodness! This is tasty melted cable. Yeah, you can't really start complaining about crosstalk when the entire cable is warmed soup. Spilled acetone on my laptop. Oh, I'm sorry. And now it's mocking me. Wow. Well, spill more. Finish it off. My mom hasn't cleaned her computer since the day she got it, and she got it 6 years ago. Okay, this depends on the cleanliness of the house, because I definitely have computers I haven't cleaned in probably 2 or 3 years. But they're fine, because I have the magnetic dust screens and stuff on them, and I can see through the window, and I can see they're fine. This, on the other hand, this raises questions about what else is your mother breathing in? Because every time you see the inside of a computer, like, you're breathing that stuff in too. Is this how monitor arms work? Okay, I didn't know there were 3 images, and I recorded a whole thing for the first one because I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. And then I realized there was a second image in which they turned the VESA thing into a table. Okay, fine. And then the third one in which they put a non-VESA monitor onto the table. And look, I'm all for using VESA things in creative. I use a VESA mount with a tray for my laptop. I use VESA mounts to hold a strap on the back of my iPad that is also a hand strap for when I carry it. This is not one of those times. FTP server in a client's mop and broom closet. It's always the client mop and broom closet. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is that oh God, that's a Dimension 4100 or GX 260? Oh God, no, it's smaller than that. I have no idea what that is. Too damn old is what it is. That is the technical term for it, is too damn old. The amount of things done to this GPU and it's still functional. See, I spelt coffee on my GTX 1060. What do I do? Oh, this one. It's been like 6 months. I haven't cleaned it in like 3 years, to be honest. There's most likely a mouse in the PSU shroud. Sport team. Oh, it also got flooded like 2 years ago. How TF do you even? A fire sprinkler went off on it. Just get this guy like an Itronics Go Book or some other military laptop because clearly he lives in a war zone. USB 3 connector. Oh no. Okay, all right, I'm gonna explain. You see the blue thing on the left? That has a bunch of pins or JST, I think they're JST connectors now. And they go into the cable and the whole thing just broke off. It is gone. It no longer work. Yes, the best NAS. Oh, I gotta send this to people at work. Oh my God. This isn't real. This isn't real because it's a hard drive and that would have a SATA connector and a power connector and that just has an Ethernet line going. It could be a Raspberry Pi in there. Just, oh God. Business grade is usually 48 plus ports. Need 44 more of these. Oh my sweet Jesus Christ. Oh, this hurts No! Are you power lining? Okay. Sorry, technical explanation. I know some people like the tech explanations, but I still feel bad sometimes. These are power line adapters, I think. And what they do is they modulate the power inside the wires of a circuit, like all the outlets in a specific room, or sometimes you can kind of get it through a house, so that you can have Ethernet through the power lines, and you put another one of these on the other end to catch the modulated signal. And like, I have a set, you can use them for like one-off things, like you use them for some back then stuff. It's not like a reliable thing, it's not a great thing, but it's cheaper than a couple $1,000s to run cable. especially in buildings where you don't necessarily own the rights to drill through walls. This person has 4 of them. I didn't know you could stack them. I thought it was one and done, like 1 pair per circuit, but this person has 4 and are just using it as a switch, and I am terrified. The Wi-Fi card doesn't see any network. Can you fix it? A good place to start when hooking up your Wi-Fi antenna is to hook it up to the antenna ports. I forget what these are called, RS something something. But the little tiny ones, little tiny circles, the ones that these will actually clip into, that's where the antenna goes. I believe the other 2 are grounded screw mounting positions. Who put this together? Naz went down last night. Who needs cooling? That giant fan thing shouldn't be up, on top of the CPU or anything. Did it take all your RAM with it, or did you just pull out all the RAM? Or no, no, never mind, sorry, there's 2 sticks there. They just blended in. Oops! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, how do you do that? Oh, you had to have dropped it. Oh God. Yeah, camera stuff. As a YouTuber, I have some camera gear. It's very expensive. I have like 3 lenses for my giant Sony camera, and almost all of them cost more than a laptop. So this is just heartbreaking. I'm sorry for your loss. Old laptop that I striped, served me well, lasted surprisingly long on my wall. Oh, you stripped it. Yeah, no, there are some laptop boards that'll just run for ages. And especially if you yank them out of the case like this and give them all the cooling they can eat, the heat is the death of laptops. Like if you can get your laptop well ventilated, it'll last much longer. This poor laptop had a very negligent owner. The last one? Cause, never mind, sorry. How many times did they hit the enter key? I almost want to say they were video editing because I and O, in and out points, are really beat up too. What in the world? I would also question like what the laptop owner was doing, because if they're working in construction or something like that and the laptop is going to get used to heaven and back, like some laptops aren't going to look pretty, after they've been on a construction site for 3 years.
Play War Thunder now. Join millions of players across the globe in massive battles on tanks, aircraft, and helicopters.
That's peak explosion risk. Peak, oh dear God. What a fluffy, squishy ball of future fire. Current limit? No limit. Customer elected to perform data destruction herself in order to save the $10 we charge for it. Customer extremely lucky that she's not injured, newly homeless, or worse. Yeah, don't take the hard drive out, destroy the hard drive. Don't go at the internals of a laptop if you don't know what you're doing. Only because a lot of laptops now, like the battery's in the dead center or towards the middle, you're not gonna know where it is. You're gonna hit it, and it's gonna catch on fire, and nothing will put out a lithium fire. A Tesla caught on fire, a thing in Pier in Pennsylvania, and the solution to the fire was to dig a ditch next to the car, fill it with water, and tow the car into it. Lithium is very angry at everyone, and it will make itself everyone's problem. Just installing a CPU fan to the Raspberry Pi, I will find you, and I will divert every single Taco Bell order from you to me for the rest of your life. The end. I guess leaving the monitor stand on gives you a place to set your phone? Yes, actually. No, genuinely, like I had an LG something, or I don't know, it was the $99 21-inch monitor. And I left the bottom bit on because I could mount a tiny little shelf to it to put a speaker under it. Like there's already weight engineered, mounting points there. Why are you not using them? I use this, play Steam. This actually doesn't look that bad. You're just missing like an actual case. Okay, all right, take it back. What the hell is sticking out of the front of your laptop? What the hell is that? That looks like an antenna at the end of it. What? Is that your Wi-Fi adapter? Okay, I take it all back. I like how the GPU box is an integral part of the build. I don't know why, but the VGA port's not working. You had any thunderstorms recently? Coach. Alert! Previous fan failure. Press F1 code key to retry boot. Press F2 key. Yeah, see, this is why you go into BIOS when you're installing display machines and you turn off these warnings. Because fan failure just means the fan didn't spin up fast enough. Or there could be a fan failure, but you still want that display to look good until it dies, and then you replace it because Coach can afford it. You don't want this showing up in a Coach store. I added paper to the printer, but it's still not printing. Yeah, there's a fill line on these. Having worked on the inside of more Canon, Ricoh, Minolta, Xerox, oh my God, Xerox machines that I can count, people just don't pay attention. People just don't pay attention to any of the instructions, and then they expect it to work correctly. But yeah, try putting the paper where the fill line is, and also try putting only as much paper as the fill line indicates. Because right now you just got some spare paper on the left side of your tray in case I get hungry for a snack. My GPU's fans' propellers flew into the void and are nowhere to be found. Okay. I was trying to hunt through the heatsink blades, but yeah, no, they're just gone. Good Lord. I put my headphones in the washer and dryer. Oh, they're fuzzy. This rack needs less tech and more support. Yeah, that looks like a lot of racks have had to administer because, again, explanation. There are two types of racks. There's 2-post and 4-post. 2-post are for smaller deployments. 4-post are for bigger. And when you have long rack things like this, you're supposed to have 4 posts so that the back has something to hold on to. If you don't have 4 posts, you're supposed to center mount it. So like you see that top box has additional screw holes so that you can center mount it. These 2 switches don't seem to support that. So you can get a shelf that lets you center mount it so that it's all balanced and it's not just hanging off the back. Because these things can only take 1,000 pounds, I think. And that's, if it's actually installed correctly. I've tried putting it on rice, but it hasn't helped. Any ideas? Were you trying to age it? Like, I don't think you want to brine something in rice. Usually you want to make a good marinade. Oh, that's a computer. Oh, what in the God's name is wrong with you? Why does it look like burnt fried chicken that was discovered on an archaeological dig? Yeah, I don't think that's supposed to happen. Now my wireless charger is ruined. Ooh, yeah. Don't ever buy off-brand or crappy cables because like stuff like this can happen. It can happen with the,
That's a toasty marshmallow.
The fancy ones too if you bend or pinch them too much, but yeah. If a cable is too cheap, just don't bother. Restaurant decided to route Ethernet via tape. Ethernet via tape instead of running above ceiling tiles. Not the glorious, but sad nonetheless. Oh, this is nothing. Man, this is all over half of New York because none of the apartment buildings actually let you drill or install raceway or anything like that. So yeah, they should have come in above the door, gone straight into the ceiling tile, and then navigated through the grid ceiling over to where they needed to go. But like, this is all over New York City because all the landlords are just crap. Needle to the save. Gotta keep the laptop alive. Does anybody know offhand the resistance of a needle and what its maximum current load is? Actually, it might be pretty good because it's fairly thick. Dear God, y'all are gonna burn your house down. You know, the scariest thing about living in the city in an apartment building is that 2 floors below you, there could be some idiot doing this and end up burning the house down. You could lose all your because they didn't want to buy a $20 charger. Burning so bad, you can see the colors of the original image. Oh, wow. Oh, holy hell. Oh, it's a display unit. That actually makes sense. That's wild. Computer came in with description, damaged in shooting. Damn. In what now? I see. Oh, now I'm curious. This looks like a Latitude something or other. I wonder if this is a law enforcement laptop. I know a lot of them used to rock the 3000 series Latitudes. But yeah, I'm not sure what they expect you to do with it, besides like maybe just like recover the data and move it to a new one. Imagine the smell. How did you, what are you doing? What did you store on that drive? And why is the Doomslayer here? Every time I try to add something to one of the old machines, I find something heinous. Yeah, oh, that's a USB cable plugged into the iDRAC. Okay, iDRAC is Integrated Dell Remote Access and Control, I think. Okay, sorry, Integrated Dell Remote Access Controller. What it lets you do is even if the server is off, you can still access this little tiny computer inside the server and turn the server back on and do like, see the screen and basically stand in front of the server without standing in front of the server. And that's how people like me can remotely administrate servers in London. That runs over network. For those of you that didn't know, USB is not a network cable. So somebody installed this server and just plugged a USB cable into the iDRAC port and never bothered to fix it. And apparently never used iDRAC. So they had to, when the server went down to 2 o'clock in the morning, they had to hike up their pants and drive all the way into work to press a button instead of just logging into iDRAC. Humans are exhausting. 4 spicy pillows. Ooh, it hurts me when people approach us saying, "For some reason, the back of my laptop has lifted." Yeah, I feel like we need the containment thing from Toy Story, where like just a bunch of people in suits run out and just grab the laptop and it just rushed off. And then there's a cartoon explosion effect. Friend works at data center. Generators spit out oil and bearings. This is a bad thing, right? You know, I'm not a mechanic, but I'm going to go ahead and take the executive decision to label this issue A. Elephant's foot of mostly data, none labeled, and covered in spraycrete. Yep, I've done many a closet like this. I can't say I had the spraycrete. That makes things even more uncomfortable. But get some good gloves. Good luck. Get some downtime windows and a toner, or just cut it all. Up to you. I think this belongs here. Machine spirit of this thing can likely surpass angry Marines. A squad of them to be exact. I feel a tiny bit done. I'm not sure what they mean by machine spirit. Do they mean like the character of the laptop based on how the owner treats it? Because yeah, I can see that. How my local phone repair shop stores dead batteries. Oh no. Oh God. Are any of them actually bloated? Maybe they separate out the pillows. We're gonna look for some swelling. I don't see any swollen batteries. Oh, wait, no. I think that one on the front on top of the white piece, I think there's a bit of a bulge below the apple, but I don't see any pillows. So like they might separate those out and recycle those immediately, and then these might go to recycling later, but still, this is just dangerous, especially with the contacts exposed. Like you will never put this fire out. It will just burn through the floor of your store, literally. We still don't know the full story behind this. It was left on the AV repair desk at a school district. I was actually able to get the motherboard running in a different chassis and pull the serial number. The tech at the school that serial belonged to said they didn't know about it. I'm impressed you put that much effort into it. Well done on the detective work. I'm guessing this was a faculty member or staff member that accidentally dropped their laptop or really damaged it and just didn't want to deal with it. Well, congratulations, you have a permanent device now. Device trademark. I hope it's a good device. This sweet custom build. Hey, that's sturdier cardboard than I've been seeing from some of you. So you know what? This one might smolder before it catches fire and then you can, quickly turn it off. I really like this restaurant, but now I can't unsee it. What's worse? The zip tie mounts, or the bundle of wire that probably reaches the floor plus 10 feet. Maybe the Ethernet taped to the MC? Oh well, the fajitas are awesome. I used to consult for restaurants. Actually, this is really not bad. Dude, this is fine. I have peeled a wireless router off the wall that was mounted above a deep fryer, and it was covered. No, it wasn't covered. It was attached to the wall with a 1/2 inch thick of jelly-like green grease. It was one of the grossest things I've ever touched. I had gloves, but it still did not help. I think I threw those gloves away. It was vile. The thing was encased. It was still running. Not very well. That's why I was there. But restaurants have no respect for electronic equipment. Is this tech gore or actual gore? Before this mess, it simply seemed to run out of color ink. Oh, let me guess, is it Xerox? Is Xerox Workforce Pro? I thought they were work centers. Oh no, it's an Epson. Oh, I didn't even know they were still in business. But yeah, I'm not sure if you need to get a new printer or take this one to the hospital first. And I just wanted to do some maintenance. Well, on the plus side, you'll be doing some more maintenance. The things you find working at a help desk job at a failing university. Oh, I have stories. Oh, this is fine. Oh, you sweet summer child. This is fine. Yeah, and I can see precisely where IT put the desk. And then the user was like, no, it needs to go over here. And they just pulled it as tight as possible, intentionally creating a lawsuit. But this is nothing. Oh, this ain't nothing. This cool Asus device allows 2 external displays. Theoretically. I'm Dom. I'm missing the hardware. Oh, it's just the VGA. Is that really it? They squashed the VGA port down because they didn't think anybody'd still be using it. And then you come along with the edge case of wanting to use HDMI and VGA. Yeah, just cut off the flange. Like this is not hardware gore. This is, I want to use a very special situation for a very special thing and something good in my Wii. Found this ATM. Yeah, I think somebody, the top right corner of the screen, somebody was trying to get to the money, and the rest of it probably just got flooded. There was actually a surprising number of ATMs that got flooded during Hurricane Sandy in New York, and yeah, they look like this. They're gross. Touch grass. Somebody spilled their Bob Ross Chia Pet all over their keyboard. I actually really want to know what it feels like to type on. Oh, I want to try that. My mother's college laptop, which still works, and she completed her semester on it. She refuses to get rid of it or try to fix it. Oh, okay. I'll just yell at the university department. But yeah, if she's content with the entire display being held on by, you know, some of those have CFLs, and that's like high voltage lines, right? There's a thing called an inverter in the base of the laptop, and it gets the CFL bulbs really bright. Don't touch that or lick it. Hey, my receipts printer doesn't work. Any idea why is that? Well, you see, your issue is Florida. If you ever want to see the heights of rust, put an old computer in a garage in Florida for like 10 years and then move and realize you forgot about it and open it to see if you can scavenge any parts out of it, and you will just see orange. Hey, how do I put this thing into another thing? Well, let's see here. What thing are you trying to... Oh no. Oh, you don't. No, you don't. No. I think my PSU has some kind of error. Ah yes, the red square of doom. You have to be particularly careful with this one. Sometimes it can delete your house. If you ever encounter this kind of error, you can fix it by leaving very quickly. Does anyone know how to delete data after the hard drive starts to bloat? What do you mean bloat? Like bloatware with... Oh, that was never a hard drive. That was a battery. And now I believe it identifies as a spicy, angry beanbag. Funnily enough, the solution for this problem is also leaving very quickly. There's a lot more running away in IT than you think there would be. A Cat5e cable I found under a rug where the user sat and wheeled over it all day, every day for years. The whole cable looked like that. Look, there's more spaghetti inside the spaghetti. If you're sitting there and thinking, how on earth could this still work after it looks like fruity dental floss? Cat5e cable, which is just category 5e, has 8 wires in it. Those 8 wires are divided into 4 twisted pairs of wires. And this is done for specific reasons I'll explain in a different post. But these wires are fairly thin, solid core copper wires, and they're about the same as what was used for telephone for many years, for landlines. And in many buildings, it was never protected. Telephone's lines were just stranded through the walls. Sometimes you would get lucky, yes, and somebody would have done it properly. But I've seen the inside of many walls where it's just the strands. Cat5e cable has 4 pairs of these inside another insulated jacket, and on top of that, you only need 4 of the wires and you can get away with 2. So because there's so much durability baked into this cable, it can put up with a surprising amount of abuse, or end users, and still be fairly functional, at least for business applications. Anyways, thank you for sitting through my love letter to Ethernet cable. Coworker decided to wipe the monitor with Clorox bleach wipes. Yeah, this happened a lot during the pandemic. A lot of people found out that you couldn't wipe MacBook screens with them either. I saw a few screens survive it. I think it depends on the concentration of the bleach in the Clorox wipes. But yeah, rough time for all hardware. Mullet PC. Business in front and party in the back. That is absolutely fantastic. There's been a trend of buying Optiplex towers, which are small machines designed for business use, but a lot of them have really good CPUs. However, they don't have the room for a big giant graphics card, which would make them good for gaming. So people have just been cutting the side of them out and shoving in a GPU or using extender cables to rest the GPU on top or something. I'm calling them mullet PCs from now on because that's just a perfect description. Guess who lost the internet? Your dog ate the entire internet? Careful, don't let the packets spill everywhere. But hey, now is a great time to learn how to terminate your own Ethernet cable. Lots of nice, comfy pillows for the best nap you'll ever have. Also, the last nap you'll ever have. I have no words. Okay, this is not tech support gore. I'm putting a big doubt in this. That is a custom 3D printed fan grill. Somebody saw Linus Tech Tips modded to hell Steam Deck and added their own cooler to it and did the same exact thing. And the fact that they have a 3D printer, like they knew what they were doing. This was not brought into tech support like, oh, my Steam Deck doesn't work. This was you walked past it and were like, holy hell, what happened? And the guy immediately just started spouting benchmarks.
What?
I installed the GPU and it's not working. I know this is an IT technician taking the piss, but it still makes me a little bit mad. For reference, many servers have modular inner cages so that you can pull them out and put different types of drive bays in them. It's usually for storage. Very rarely it will be for power, for switches. At no point will you be sliding a GPU into the front of a server, or if you do, you will be very disappointed. Decisions were made, and I apologize for nothing. Did you buy the wrong size hard drive? Don't lie to us. It's okay. You bought the it's okay. Honestly, this one isn't that bad. Like in all seriousness, the plate carrier for something like this, there's probably an adapter out there for this. It probably costs like $7 or $8. This works just fine. You're not pinching it. It's fine. It's for home use. This is fine. Have you tried turning it on and off? Oh. It was on at one point. I hope it's never on again. From a WikiHow page on replacing a Cat 5e cable. Okay, this kind of repair is called a splice, where you strip enough wire on both sides to make, I believe it's called a lineman's knot. I just do it by memory.
I was off of it. I was just helping my dad fix a 3D model.
This point, it's decent enough for things like power, but it can be very inconsistent for things like data. For home use, if this is a cable that you ran inside your wall and you don't want to rerun it, or it's just going to your TV so that it feeds your smart apps or something, it's not mission critical. This is genuinely fine. Like, it's not that bad. As long as the cable is solid core and not braided core, you can do this and get away with it. And genuinely, like, you shouldn't be rerunning an entire cable if this will fix your problem. In an enterprise setting, you rerun the entire cable. If it's a patch in the wall and this happens, you rerun the cable. That's how you fix it. You do not pull BS like this, because it will fail. It'll be unreliable. You'll be chasing gremlins all day long, and then you realize that one of the twists inside one of those heat shrinks is just slightly loose and it's dropping its signal, and you will never find it. You will never find it again. I was called into work because our VoIP phones were down, and I passed by this. Yeah, if you pull up to your job because things are broken and the first thing you see is a blue screen on the sign, just pull over and sign back into LinkedIn for the first time in 2 years and start looking for a new job, because it's not worth solving that. Customer, my laptop turns off after 1 or 2 minutes after I press turn on button. Turn on button. Okay. We diagnosed laptop and found that after a few seconds, vent of the laptop gets to 75 Celsius. Ow. So, opened the laptop, okay, and found piece of carpet, brand cat and human carpets, locking the cooler. Yup, that'll do it. And here's a problem. I have always said that, like, the back of laptops should just drop right off. I have a Razer Blade 14, and it's just a few screws and the entire back pops off, and you can clean everything very easily. I don't, and nobody else should ever expect an end user to disassemble their laptop down to that level to be able to get to there to clean out a fan. And a home laptop is going to be an environment with pets. Like, you can't be like, oh, you shouldn't have a cat, or like, you shouldn't have cat hair in your home. This is a problem that laptop manufacturers need to have easily serviceable areas. Now, I'm not sure if they had to tear down the laptop all the way to there to get to that ball of fluff. Like, maybe it's slightly more, but still, it's on the inside. Like this, if it's not just removing one panel and cleaning out, it's too far away. Ooh, fluffy pillow. Aw, it's like a sauce packet of sin and punishment. Costco playing fast and loose with cable management. Oh, that's my, oh, what? What is that? That door is locked, not for security, but for your safety, because I'm pretty sure if we opened that homunculus glob of copper would come to life and start puppeting all the customers in the store before stealing all the rotisserie chickens and running off into the wilderness. CCTV is not working properly, please fix. Well, they tried. On the left is an outdoor Ethernet cable that has a screw-on shielded cover so that you can have the cable coupled and it'll still be weatherproofed. On the right is just a regular cable without the other half of the connector. There's two parts to this. You need to make a little capsule to keep the connector dry and protected. That's just half of it. How hard do you have to shove an Ethernet cable to get the port to break? My guess is that it wasn't so much that it was shoved, is it either was pushed up against a wall like it was under a desk and somebody kicked it, or it fell off a desk with the ports down and the Ethernet cable shoved the port back into the machine. That's my guess. This is what the underneath of the front desk looks like at the restaurant I work at. Oh, restaurants are notorious. We don't use that printer, but it has to be plugged in and have paper or the entire point of sale system won't work. Yeah, point of sale systems are awful, just in general. Hey, I fixed one of those. This is not the worst cable nest I've ever seen, but I am sorry that it's your problem. Someone on Facebook posted this after saying his charger kept getting taken at work. I mean, it's better than running 2 thin strips of foil down each side, but now you've just donated your charger to work. Why don't you just replace the outlet with one of those ones with the USB ports in it at this point? If maintenance hasn't smacked you for super gluing that into that, I don't think they would have cared or noticed if you replaced the entire outlet with one that had 2 USB ports. Family wanted a 24/7 Minecraft server, more powerful than a Pi, and more efficient than a desktop. What?
Whoa. What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys,
What is... Is this a headless ThinkPad? Oh my god, I think it is. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that charger terrifies me. Yeah, that's the old ThinkPad charger. This is like the T4, T40, T41. Yeah, it has the beautiful keyboard. Okay, sorry, I'm geeking out over the laptop. I love ThinkPads, but you all knew that. You can rip off most of the stuff of a laptop and use it as a server. I have seen it done. I have done it before in a pinch for like 3 days. And it is way more efficient. Like a lot of these consume 65 watts or less. I proudly present the RS-232 Unfunker 3000. Oh my sweet lord. Holy hell. All right, this is getting little explanations. RS-232 is a serial protocol, which basically means you can send data between 2 computers on a wire, but only one thing at a time, and at an agreed upon speed. So you set the speed up on both sides and they send ones and zeros, and that's it. It's a very bare metal. It's still used a lot in building management, industrial, stuff like that, because it's very reliable and basically bulletproof. It's not very fast, but sometimes you don't need to transmit a lot of data. Getting a reliable serial connection through USB, especially with some older devices, can be a challenge. Because half the serial readers don't work right. It's just always a nightmare. And sometimes the thing you're connecting to can't have its settings changed, and it doesn't have its settings in a way that your thing supports. So you just get garbled mess because you're reading either at the wrong speed or the wrong pinout or the wrong whatever. So this monstrosity, it appears, it's a little blurry, but by breaking out all of the wires, you can rewire the serial connection to be the correct way around, because it's still just 1 0 1 0 1. It doesn't matter where you put it. So that's that breakout board in the middle with the tiny white wires in it. Then it's going through this thing. I'm not even sure what that is. I think it might be a tester or something. Comes back down to 9-pin serial and then goes into their USB adapter. You see that in the bottom right, and then they can actually read the serial. And just one of the joys of Ethernet instead of serial is there's something called automatics. Or auto negotiation, where the switch and the port will figure out what wire they've all agreed on and what speed they're going to agree on all automatically, so that when you plug in a cable, it just starts talking. And that tiny bit of additional tech is just such a lifesaver because serial doesn't have it. And you end up doing this. By the way, if you like these kind of long-form Lexplanations posts, I'm actually starting a series called Lexplanations on my own channel, The Lexikitty. If you want to learn some